more problematic to say that these online classes or the online component, the exercises, are truly helping them improve their oral communication. But the students who did participate in the blended class were very enthusiastic and very happy with the results they got from that style of learning. Overall, the students who were in the classroom where they had the online component received better grades than the students who were in the classroom without the online component. Now, this is a matter of 3 or 4% on average, but it does show that the online component was, 1, not hindering their success, and 2, actually adding to their success. One of the students said, I think it's very successful for me when lecture is provided by video. I can easily review them because I can make a video stop or adjust to the speed. It shows that by having the material online, the student can use it in creative ways that perhaps an in-person class is not providing them. Another student also went on to say that it actually provided them more time to speak in the class because in the classroom they weren't focusing as much on exercises. Instead, they were speaking and communicating and learning through that method. Finally, they found that the students in the flipped classroom were more engaged in the learning process throughout the term, which also added to their experience. In another study from Japan by Yoko Harita, the author once again examined a blended learning classroom for ESL. They speak specifically about the computer-assisted language learning. Now, in this case, the students' results on their final tests were basically the same. However, there were sentiments from the students of feeling isolated in their language learning and also that they weren't truly connecting with the material, which can be of great concern considering learning a language is not simply about distilling it into grammatical facts and different forms and structures, but it's also the embodied experience of speaking, communicating, comprehending in the moment, which can be very difficult. The author also attributes some of these feelings of isolation and frustration from there being computer-related issues. Now, I think I'm speaking from a very psychological point of view when I discuss blended learning because the psychology of education is very important. However, when we look on the technical side, if there aren't the computers in place, the infrastructure, the connectivity to allow for these classes, it can also impact the students' engagement. And there are a few things that really need to be in place for online or blended classes to succeed. These being teacher support, online connectivity, program support, and also administrative support. Because when a student tries to reach out or contact someone in their institution, if they don't hear a response, it can feel as though they're working by themselves. Finally, I'd like to discuss some of my own experiences here in Canada teaching English as a second language and using blended courses. From my experience, the programs and the platforms that are currently available are just not cutting it. They're not providing students with the materials that they need to improve their English. It's all very nice and well to have these language programs that have you listen to an audio file and then ask, well, was the gentleman ordering the steak or did he order the fish? I don't think that these comprehension exercises are very helpful for anybody learning a language. They remind me of the time when I was learning a second language, and I had the little CD in the pocket at the back of a textbook. And I would put in the CD, or the teacher would put in the CD, we'd listen to an audio file, they would stop it, and we'd have to answer a very similar question. I think with the amount of technology and the advancement in technology that we're seeing today, taking these somewhat archaic at this point models and just transferring to the internet is not going to do it. We need to think outside the box. Instead of amending different practices to the internet, we need to see how the internet can provide different ways to learn. So my goal with creating blended learning courses online for the English Business House is really to offer them as a free gift. Now, I say this very much in the vein of Seth Godin's idea of a free gift you give to the world. The reason I'd like to do that is because I've been teaching English as a second language and French as a second language for quite some time now. And my students seem to thoroughly enjoy the classes that I provide. Therefore, I'm going to take my grammar lessons and the way that I teach them, and I'm going to create online videos that allow people to have these free grammar lessons. Now, for my students specifically, I'm hoping to create a new curriculum. The majority of my classes have three components. They have a communicative component where we discuss something. They have a general learning component where we talk about different vocabulary, we talk about different situations, and we do role playing or we have debates. And then there's a grammar component. Now, the grammar component is very much just me lecturing or speaking or explaining a point of grammar, such as the simple present, the use of prepositions, verb-subject agreements, and the like. Now, this time that is used for me to explain these things and just speak could be time we could use better spent talking about different aspects, learning different forms, role-playing, etc. So my goal with creating these blended learning courses is to allow the students to have the grammar lesson ahead of time, which is very much just me speaking, and then bringing it to the class and allowing the student to discuss what they've learned through the short video. This way, the student will engage with the material outside of class and be able to practice that with oral communication or written in class. Now, this kind of flips everything. Instead of receiving the lecture in person in class and being passive, and then being active with the online component of a program, this way students are able to shift that, and in class where they can communicate orally, they're going to be active, and then the passive portion is done at home by themselves. And I think this is something that's been overlooked somewhat in the literature about the active and passive participation. And I don't think that being active with an online component in language learning is very effective. I think that by flipping it on its head, this way it'll be much more productive and helpful. Now, I will be posting these videos on YouTube and linking them to my website, theenglishbusinesshouse.com. Equally, every week I provide little tidbits for learning English on Instagram. I blog regularly and I post it to LinkedIn. And now my videos will also be on YouTube. And I'm really hoping to expand my engagement with the online community, because there is a lot of material out there, but I think that there isn't always cohesive or well thought out material on there. I'm really trying to bring something a little more structured. I hope you enjoyed my presentation on blended learning in ESL. If you have any questions or you'd like to comment or talk to us about it, please feel free to leave a comment below. We will get back to you as quickly as possible. Or feel free to reach out to us at www.theenglishbusinesshouse.com. Over the following weeks, I am hoping to release a number of videos that have grammar tutorials. These will eventually be combined with my in-person or Zoom classes to help people in their English language learning and acquisition. Thank you all very much. Have a great day.